Today I am thrifting in a little town called Prineville, which is about 30 minutes from where I'm living now. It's in Central Oregon, kind of high desert, small little town. If you're new here or you've missed the past couple of videos and you wonder where I am, I recently moved from Central Florida to Central Oregon, which is where I'm living now. And I'm kind of going around to all the thrift stores in the area, kind of within a 45-minute radius of where I'm living, to check out where the good stuff is, where the good stores are. And today it's Prineville. I think there are 3 stops today. I have Googled the thrift stores in Prineville. I think there's 3. There might be more, there might be less, but we'll see. So today I am shopping for vintage, collectibles, fine art, jewelry, all the good stuff. If you're new here, welcome in. I'm Kimberly. This is Studio Kimberly, where I curate vintage, fine art, and collectibles. Most everything that I pick up today, I think, is going to be available at my online shop at StudioKimberly.com. Of course, I am furnishing a new house, and so I'm looking for a lot of things for myself as well. Furniture, kitchen items, oh gosh, little things like, wicker trash baskets and cake pans, those types of things. So I'm definitely shopping for myself as well. If you're interested in decorating, furnishing, decor, all that good fun stuff, you might want to join me over on my other YouTube channel, Pretty Over 50, where I'm going to be completely decorating, styling, the whole thing, my new home here. Moved in without a stick of furniture. I'm slowly getting the place sort of put together. I've got some stuff. You can come over there and take a look at what I'm picking up and how I'm styling it. Most everything that I'm putting in my new house is going to be thrifted, either thrift stores, yard sales, estate sales, that type of thing. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, you might want to join me over there. It'll be fun. But for today, let's go on into, what's the name of this shop? I think it's called Neat Repeat. Let's go see what we can find. This is really a cute little town. It's a classic older Western town. Small little downtown area. Lots of ranches and farms around here. So I think this is called Neat Repeat. This is their daily special. Stemware and bras and socks, necklaces, half price. So let's go on in and check this new place out. The first thing I can say is this place is huge. This is its own room of vintage and collectibles. Look at this. They have a ton of clothes. It looks like there's a complete area with furniture. This is a big, big thrift store. Look at this beautiful set of milk glass with the gold trimming on it. It has all these coffee cups here and then plates and serving plates down here. Look at these. Aren't those gorgeous? There's 3 of them in the stack. Those are so cool. So they mark here, it looks like with an oil pencil or a marker. So those are $8 each. And then they have the cream and sugar here. These are little creamers for $2. Oh, I just love these. I think they're beautiful. They have a Bernhardt coffee table for $50. And then look at this old vintage ashtray. Isn't that cool? I don't know if that's brass on the bottom. I think it might be with the ashtray there. So that's $8. That's a cool piece. I actually have a girlfriend that collects ashtrays. Here's another room with vintage and collectibles. So this is a Farber French buffet. 72 pieces for $150. This is a great old set. Isn't that pretty? Just classic white. It was on a way bottom shelf, but I wanted you guys to see it. Look at that. This is very vintage in a basket shape. They're asking $15. I don't see a maker's mark on it, but isn't that cool? So pretty and in great shape. It's been around for decades. I wanted you to see the pictures and the old soup tureens up here. Aren't these great? Just such a wonderful memory of all of these. This one, oh my gosh, look at that pattern. Isn't that so fun? So great. There's a cool clock. It's not vintage, it's just designed to look that way, but it certainly is handy. I think I need to get some clocks around my house. Here's a little kind of photo clock where you put a photo over on this side. That's $5. And then burl wood is huge on the West Coast, Pacific Northwest in particular. So here's a burl wood clock. We'll probably see one of these every time I go out. Look at how beautiful this pattern is. Isn't that so pretty? So that's $1. This is Noritake, China. And it looks like they have the bowls here, small plates, and then some more small plates. You know, actually, these are small bowls. These are so pretty. For $1 each, I think that's a great value. Love those. This is so Pacific Northwest, a cowboy boot. And they have it filled with these little, you know, glass pieces that you can get at the dollar store. So they filled it up with that. That's $5. The wire thing is kind of cute. Here's the wood aisle. And they have a little medallion with an Indian head on it. I don't know what kind of wood that is. Maybe maple. They're asking $2. And more wood items. This is a great piece of shelf with all those hooks on it. That would be super handy. Here's a little meditating lady. I don't know what do you guys think this is supposed to be? So she is $5. This looks to be a really lightweight wood. And then look at this. Isn't that a French horn? What are they asking for that? I don't see a price on this one. Oh, is it? It's $6. It's kind of cool, particularly if you play the French horn. Okay, help me out here, you guys. Is this a napkin holder? So this flips up. And I'm thinking the napkins go underneath that, particularly outside when it's windy. That's actually kind of cool. So what does it say? Wood from the O.G. Isaacson collection, fabrication by D.J. Isaacson. It's $4. I don't know, I just think that's kind of neat. I'm not sure what it is though. All right, this is just a funny little story. I just met a gal that watches both my channels, and she has a vintage shop in the town I'm living in. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go there tomorrow. I just can't even believe I met her. That was so fun. So what do we have here? Oh, look at these little guys. Oh my gosh. Those are salt and pepper shakers. Oh my gosh. I think I need those. Aren't those fun? Those are so sweet. Do you love those as much as I do? So I was walking off to get a cart to put my little fish in them, and I noticed, look, both their little top fins are chipped off. So I'm gonna leave them, but oh, I still love those sweet little things. I think I'm gonna get this for myself because my daughter has taught me how to make sourdough bread. So now I have to feed my starter every day. And I thought I would put the flour in here and just leave it on the countertop by my starter so I don't have to haul the flour out of the cupboard every day. So this is $2, and I checked the seal and it's in good shape. So that's gonna come home with me for me to use for my sourdough starter. Look at how cool this is. This is a little trinket bowl with a lid. I'm not sure if that is brass or silver plate or what it is. It's gorgeous. And then it's hammered on the bottom. Definitely going to pick that up. Isn't that great? This dish set is called The Sweet Shop, and it was actually illustrated by an artist by the name of Sue Zipkin. And it was one of the top sellers for this company for years and years. It is so very popular, and it's fun for me to see it out in the wild. So you can see Sue Zipkin right there. It's called The Sweet Shop by Sango. Really, really pretty set. She did an awesome job illustrating it, and I know all this because I used to be in that industry, so it was fun to watch what she would put together. This piece is so neat, very vintage, and so this comes off, and then there's all these little separate compartments. Looks like there used to be something in the middle here. So it's 6 pieces for $20. Isn't that a cool piece? I suppose you could get a little glass piece and fill in there. I think it's neat. Very, very unique. This is interesting. This is mohair yarn. Over here, this is a craft area. Over here, so of course I beelined right over here. This is mohair yarn. They're asking $10 a skein. So lush mohair. Isn't that pretty? I'm not really that skilled, so it's probably not a good fit for me, but somebody who knows what they're doing with knitting needles is a great buy. They have this whole notions section with buttons and little doodads. So I'm kind of a crafty fanatic. Every craft, just about every craft, I've done it. I beaded, I've macrameed, I've crocheted, I've knitted. It's fun to see all these in a thrift store. Great selection. Look at this sweet little piece. Isn't that cute? It's like a little decorative egg shape. And then it sits on this little base right here. I think that's pretty sweet. I think that's a cute little decorative item. All right, you guys have to help me out with this. I don't know what this is. Is this the lid to something? It looks like it's handmade, but the way the handles are affixed and the glaze, I have no idea what this is. So if you know, put it in the comments below so I can learn from you. We are definitely in small town America here. This is a Prineville thrift store and U-Haul. So you can rent a truck at the same time you go thrifting. This is an old school thrift shop. Some things look like they've been in here for a long, long time. Very cool stuff. Little beaded purse. Hi. Look at this old set right here. These handles are from the 50s because my grandmother had these handles, a set with these handles. Look at this. This is old, old, old. Pretty fun. Every figurine known to man has probably been in here at some time or another. This store is packed. Like every nook and cranny kind of packed. Things that have been here for probably a couple of decades. Definitely not your typical thrift store, but gosh, it's so fun because it's so interesting. Look at this guy right here. He's lost his head. They've just set it back on here. Isn't that funny? That pretty pattern. The color is so soft. So Carriage House Fine China. Looks like they have several pieces in the set. Things here are not marked. I think it's one of those kind of things where you just ask the guy and he gives you a price. Here's an amazing collection of cast iron. So they have everything marked. Some of these pans are just really old, but there's nothing better than a good cast iron pan. This here is a Dutch oven. I'm actually looking at that for myself because, you know, I'm a sourdough bread girl now, I guess. And apparently it's really good to cook the sourdough bread in something like this. And $35 is a pretty fair price, particularly when it's these older, heavier, the original cast iron. So that might come home with me. Okay, you guys, now we're in uncharted territory. I know nothing about all this stuff. But boy, if you're a guy and you're into tools, this could be like your happy place. Look at all of this. There is some kitchen stuff over here. I think I'm gonna look through that. Wish me luck. And it just keeps going. There's a whole other room out here. And look, there's stuff out back too. Look at that view in the background. Isn't that just so gorgeous? It's beautiful out here. This is much more like an old antique store than a lot of the thrift stores that we see these days that are very curated, very, you know, organized. This is just a jumble of stuff, but it's pretty doggone fun. For instance, you know, here's just a box. Looks like he hasn't gone through it yet. Somebody dropped off and they just throw it here in the back. So it's up to the person coming through to sort through and see what they've got. Walking into the Humane Society thrift store, the parking lot is packed. So I guess this is the place to be in town. Oh my gosh. Isn't this fun? Look at this painting. Isn't this funny? I don't know if that's a painting or a drawing. I think it's actually watercolor. And then there's another one up here. Aren't those fun? So Susan Rosen is the artist on both of those. Very, very local stuff. $25 each. Those are cute. Aren't these fun? Little line illustrations with color in these very cool little frames. These are $4 each. I really like those. I think in the right place, those would look terrific. This is a cool little piece. A little pitcher with a cork stopper. Actually, I really like that. What would you use it for? Creamer? You could put creamer in it if you had company over. I really like that. That's a cool piece. Here's a neat wooden box with a brass duck on the top. It's really, really clean inside. Let's see what the bottom looks like. It's $12. It's made in India. I like that. I think that that's a great, this is a great decor item right there. Isn't that neat? I love this concept for a little soup bowl, but it's never enough soup for me. I always eat a lot more soup than that. Look at this guy. Isn't he cute? He's a big old cookie jar and he's got a fish in his fishing pole. He's $20. Oh, I just think he's a lot of fun. This one's kind of cute too. It's a little otter. It's actually a candle. And then a handmade ceramic piece right there. Isn't this a pretty picture? This is very vintage. I just think that design on it is so cool. It's from Japan. Let's look at the other side as well. I think that's just really pretty. Let's see, how much are they asking? They're asking $6. That's a neat piece. Very fun. It's a very neat 48-piece dish set. Look at this pattern. Isn't that pretty? See, it's by Falsgraf. And there's all these coffee mugs, and then all the plates and all the bowls, and it's $40. I think that's just a great value. Let's see what the mugs look like. Those are pretty. I like that. I like this. First of all, I love cookies. Isn't this cute? And it just lifts off. And you put your little cookies inside of there. They're asking $5 for it. I think that is really sweet. Isn't that fun? Cute little cookie jar. Look at these pilgrims. Aren't those fun? It's on a really high shelf, so I have no idea how much they are. It looks so serious. I love this so much. Isn't that cool? This is a very old piece, but I don't see any marks on it. I love that. Great little candy dish, so unique. What a great decor item. They have the little trinket shelf here. A little cat, so cute. This is pretty. Napkin holder. Looks like blown glass. Very pretty for $15. And then the bottom shelf over here. This is a really neat piece. I just found this on the bottom shelf. This looks like brass and maybe silver plate. Isn't that pretty? Here's the inside. It's in really good condition. I might pick that up for the shop. I think it's really pretty. So I'm back from the thrifting day in Prineville. It was a lot of fun, but I feel like I just scratched the surface of that town. It's about a 30-minute drive from my house. And one thing I noticed when I was going to the 3 stops is antique stores. So I definitely want to go back and check out more in Prineville. And if you're in this area and you know the stores, put it down in the comments and let me know so I can go and check them out. One thing I did do that I didn't film is I stopped by a garage sale on the way out to Prineville, and I picked up one thing. I'm going to put it in the shop just because I loved them so much. Look at these. These are embroidered pillowcases. How sweet is that? I love picking up handwork because we don't do it anymore. It's gonna become a lost art. So I like to make sure that I grab them so they can go somewhere where someone really appreciates it and they can get used. This is a set of 2 pillowcases. They're in great shape. Here, let me show you the whole case here. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And here's the embroidery. I mean, look at that. Isn't that sweet? So I got 2 of these. They came in a set of 2, and it feels like real cotton pillowcases like they used to make, not the polyester blend now. I don't even know if they had polyester blend back when these were done. So 2 pillowcases I picked up at a yard sale on the way out to Prineville. I did end up getting a couple of things for me. I'm shopping for me now because I just recently moved from Central Florida to Central Oregon, and I don't have anything. I didn't bring a stitch of furniture, very, very little kitchen stuff, just mainly my personal things. So if you're interested in decorating, furnishing, styling, that sort of thing, you might want to follow me over on my other channel at Pretty Over 50, where I'm doing all of that with my home here in Central Oregon. So I picked up 2 things here. This is to keep on the counter with organic flour in it so I can feed my sourdough starter. I'm trying to become a sourdough girl. My daughter taught me how to use sourdough bread when we were together on our cross-country journey, and I'm giving it a whirl. So I got tired of getting that big bag of flour out of the cupboard. I'm gonna put some flour in here, put it right next to my starter on the counter. Easy to feed my starter. I just thought this was cute. I think I paid $2 for this one. And the other thing I picked up was this pitcher for sun tea. I really like picking these up at thrift stores because they're so much less expensive than you would have to pay for them either in store or online. I think I paid $6 for this and it's in great condition. Now on to what I got for the online shop, StudioKimberly.com. I picked this up. I love this so much. Isn't that just the sweetest little dish? I really, really like this. If this is your color palette or your style, this is such a unique piece. I haven't seen anything like this. It has the gold detailing on it in the center, really, really rich, deep greens over here. So just a cute little trinket dish or candy dish or nut dish, something that you can style and put on the counter. Love this one. And then I picked up 2 vessels. This is the first one. Isn't that pretty? This is brass and it looks to be silver plate. This is very, very vintage, great condition. You can see the silver plate on the inside. I'm gonna go ahead and polish this up a little bit, but I thought this was just a really nice piece for styling and decorating. And then the other vessel I picked up is this one. Isn't this cute? I really like this. So it has the little hammered brass base right down here. And then you can see the brass inside the lid with that really pretty decorative element on it. I picked this up because it was different. You know, it's just a different shape. You don't often see something like that. So brought this one home with me. This will be up in the shop as well. And then I picked up one more thing that's going to be going into the shop, and let me know in the comments if you know what this is before I tell you, because some of you might not know. I didn't know. This is what it is. It's wood, has this little handle right here. There's an opening in the back, turning it around, and then there's a little drawer in the front. Who knows what this is? Put it in the comments if you know what this is before I tell you. This is very, very vintage. It might be antique at this point. It probably is antique, actually. This is a ballot box that you would use for, let's say, organizations voting when you wanted to have an anonymous vote. So this is the box. And then these are the marbles that go in the box, and they're black and white, and I think there's a cream color in here as well. So what they would do is they would put the marbles in here, and the person would go up, stick their hand in, grab the color of marble for their vote that represents their vote, put it in this little slot right back here. Can you see that slot back there? And then it drops into the drawer, and then when they're done, they pull the drawer out and count the marbles. Isn't that a great way to vote anonymously? This box is in great shape. I don't know what year it's from. It has felt on the bottom, but I'm not seeing any kind of identifying markers at all. So I love this. I kind of want to keep it, but I think I'm going to put it up in the shop. I think somebody's going to love having this. It's such a great piece with so much, I don't know, tradition behind it and memories. So this is going to come with 35 marbles for ballot marbles right here. A cool little wooden ballot box. That was my day thrifting Prineville, my first time being there. You know, I'm new in the Central Oregon area, so I'm kind of working my way around for the following weeks and months, finding out where the good stops are, where the great stuff is. And I had something so fun happen. I mentioned it earlier. I ran into a gal who lives in my town now, and she owns a vintage shop. So excited about it. And I was going to go there when she introduced herself to me. I'm going to stop by there today, so I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a good time. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Studio Kimberly, where I curate vintage, fine art, and collectibles. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.